Hi everyone, so in this video we're going to be looking at another writing related problem. So remember, all these questions look alike, so all we have to do is just look at the passage in order to figure out what we actually are trying to answer with the question. So let's take a look at this one. So we have our generic question again here: which choice completes the text that it conforms to the conventions of standard English? All right, so then we turn and look at our choices. And what do we notice here is the only thing that's different between these options. So it's going to be the punctuation, right? They all look exactly the same except for the punctuation that's used in the middle. So for A, it's a comma, for B, it's a colon, for C, it's a semicolon, and for D, it's a period. So let's take a look at our passage. We have, in ancient Greece, an Epicurean was a follower of Epicurus, a philosopher whose beliefs revolved around the pursuit of pleasure. Epicurus defined pleasure as the absence of pain in the body and of trouble in the blank, that all life's virtues derive from this absence. All right, so we know that what's missing in the blank here is the part of this quotation. So the absence of pain in the body and of trouble in the soul, positing that all life's virtues derive from this absence. So let's see what we can eliminate to start. So looking at C and D, we have one with a semicolon and one with a period. Both the semicolon and the period function very similarly. So let's see if there's any reason that these would be right, or what's wrong with them rather. So if we look here, we would have the word soul, so the end of the quotation, and then a hard stop before the word positing. So that would make that the end of the passage goes like this: positing that all life's virtues derive from this absence. Is there something wrong here? So yes, what we're missing here is the subject. So if we have this hard stop, then we would start this phrase with the verb positing. And so we wouldn't know who's doing the positing. Obviously we could look back and see, okay, it's probably Epicurus, but having this hard stop here is incorrect. So we can get rid of both C and D for that reason. So let's look at our last two choices. We have a comma or a colon. So, commas are pretty general, so let's take a look at our colon. What do we remember about how a colon is used? So a colon is used to kind of offset an explanation or a definition or something like that from the rest of the sentence to kind of expand on whatever it's right next to, whatever it's almost modifying. But what we have after the colon in this case would be, again, positing that all life's virtues derive from this absence. So that's called a participial phrase. And for that reason, B is also going to be incorrect because we can't have a colon separating this participial phrase from the main clause. It's kind of the same as the semicolon and the period. Again, the participial phrase is very closely related to the main clause, so it wouldn't make sense to offset it like this because, again, we need to know who's doing the positing. And the only choice that's going to allow us to know that is going to be A, where we just have the comma. The comma is just gently separating the quote from the rest of the passage. So this is going to be our right choice, A.